Thank you all for joining. What we want to talk about today is that 5G is no longer a future state that everyone dreams about. It is the reality today, and it is being used more often and in more places than we probably know. So we're going to run through quickly how 5G is already making a difference in real world businesses. We're going to run through a pretty cool use case with one of my heroes, Sir David Attenborough. But first, before we get into all of the fun stuff, let me quickly talk about who Cradlepoint is and what we do. So we are the worldwide leader and a pioneer in wireless WAN technologies. We initially started with 3G, moved through to 4G, and now 5G routers and adapters. Multitudes of businesses rely on us for day-to-day connectivity, cellular intelligence, and to build reliable and secure networks for IoT, branch sites, digital signage, and failover solutions. We enable the freedom to connect people, places, and things and drive better business results. But moving from there, I guess what we want to run through is some of the challenges that business sees today and how we address it. So we commissioned a state of connectivity report. This is our latest one. And you can see there's just top 4, but there was a whole bunch of actual actions that came out of it. But the underlying theme of all of that is that poor connectivity is costing Australian businesses in multiple areas, from productivity, from competitive challenges, and also the inability to grow and innovate. Leveraging wireless networking and 5G not only intersects organisations through both productivity and profitability, but also lessens the impact on the environment by not having to dig as many projects for fibre runs and all sorts of things like that by leveraging the mobile network. Let's quickly run through where we are seeing our use cases apply today. So we talk about diverse and high availability networks. What that means is large to medium, or medium to large even, site failover, having that ability should weather or people with backhoes, we all know about that one in Australia with some failures that we've had, where being able to provide a wireless failover scenario can keep a business up and running. Many of our retailers in Oz use Cradlepoint to stay connected so that they can continue to take electronic payments and the like. Day one connectivity and beyond. So we talk about, I'm sure many of you on this call have had an experience where you've ordered a link and NBN goes, well, we'll have that there in 3 to 6 weeks, months, whatever. So that ability to connect a site day one when you need it, when you want it, it proves invaluable to many of our customers in construction and retail, and ends up probably turning in a lot of instances from a day one connectivity through to a failover or network augmentation type scenario. Extended reach, being able to move the connectivity and the access to the wide area network from the branch to the vehicle, to a restaurant, to a pop-up, and also to the kiosks and digital signage. And we talk also about simplified broadband management, moving larger sites to primary wireless. So there's a number of sites in Australia that I can refer to should we get time, or if you want to have a breakout later where we can talk about sites that are running purely on 5G and running hosted unified comms, video, Teams, etc., all over that 5G network. Remote experience. So the big one here is obviously remote health. We do a lot of things with remote health, but being able to provide that high bandwidth, low latency connectivity means that you get better detail and more information regardless of where you are without that requirement and reliance on wires. High bandwidth mobile applications, you talk about, police car as a node, or high definition cameras on trouble sites and things like that. Being able to get access to high bandwidth and leverage mobile applications in the field, as opposed to only having that kind of connectivity in a branch. And our newest and latest one is private cellular networks. So we're working more and more with the carriers to be able to provide private cellular networks on large campus sites such as ports, prisons, universities, etc. Now for the use case. So I grabbed this one because I really love it. I think it's an amazing use of technology to do something cool. So Sir David Attenborough had launched his Green Planet series, which I'm sure many of us have seen. But off the back of that, BBC actually set up a 5G powered AR, augmented reality experience, where you could book a time, log in with your phone, and actually run through the Green Planet documentary in a 3D augmented reality environment using your phone. And they also had Sir David turn up virtually and was transformed as a hologram to actually do the presentation. So that's one example. Now that's a little bit pie in the sky for most of us, but there are so many others we're talking about with automation. You would have seen announcements about some of our retailers going automated in their delivery centers and pick and pack centers. But as I said, 5G as a branch, 5G in vehicle, so vehicle becomes the branch, are all relevant use cases that get used today. Why do customers choose Cradlepoint? Here's just a few points, and these are actually points that were gleaned from customer discussions that we've had. We've actually polled our customers as to why they choose Cradlepoint and why they continue to choose Cradlepoint in their network. There's just a few. The guys at MobileCorp, as mentioned, were our partner of the year, I think, and also hold probably the record for being most partners of the quarter, if I recall, over the last 3.5 years I've been here. So I would strongly recommend you reach out to your MobileCorp account rep and talk to them about the survey that they can run to see if your location is 5G ready for a wireless WAN solution. And that is me done. Thank you very much for your time.